supposed to be on the universe in energy is sort of a very small fraction of it. All the rest is what they say is dark
energy.
Dark energy.
And that's what caused this financial collapse, not Bernie Madoff. Or is that true? I don't know, but if this goes on YouTube, people are going to ask, you know, are you really supposed to give them drugs before the operation? Because I don't know what I'm talking about. But it sure is distracting me.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So do you know how they calculate Easter? I'll tell you.
By the, well, Gregorian calendar started some couple of hundred years ago.
Yep. And what they do is they take the first Sunday past the first full moon, past the venereal equinox.
Right.
Well, that's what I call it.
You call it venereal equinox.
Well, it's spring, isn't it?
That's amusing. You must be taking something.
It must be.
You must be.
Well, look at that. Parallel lines do meet.
Well, everybody's finding out that everything is a theory. In other words, you don't know whether there's the truth or not, because you keep discovering certain things that doesn't match your theory, and then you have to devise another theory to explain that.
So the truth is only a theory.
Well, if you say, you know, Einstein found out that Newton's law don't work in certain states, so he had to find a sort of
Explanation.
special explanation called a special theory.
Yeah, you got to keep an open mind.
And then someone found out that it doesn't explain the small molecules.
Oh, Richard Feynman.
So they have to find out another theory called the quantum theory. Because according to Einstein, according to Newton theory, each atom that has a nucleus of protons and neutrons and the electrons going around and around has to fly off one end eventually because the energy goes, but with one burst of energy it goes to another level of another circle, and if you give up energy it falls into another circle. In other words, it doesn't go gradually from one ring to the other.
The quantum steps.
Quantum steps, yeah.
Is it a particle or a wave?
That's right.
And it doesn't matter what Schrodinger's cat's name was. I heard it died.
Well, if you look at it, you can't tell. If it's in there, you can't tell whether it's there. In other words, the observer makes a difference.
I always get it mixed up, you know, the Heimlich maneuver and, no, it's the Heisenberg maneuver and the Heimlich principle of, oh, I get it mixed up. Look at that, man.
Is it painful?
No, can't feel hardly a thing, except being pushed around a little bit. Sure looks painful. If there was no anesthetic, there'd be quite a bit of pain, I'm sure.
Do you feel anything like at all? Or?
Yeah, in fact, where they torture people, sometimes they focus on the feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going home and I'm going to put my feet up. I'm glad I live in the age of television.
Why? Oh, you can watch television. Right.
Yeah. It's a passive pastime as opposed to reading, which is active. And you you watch the pretty colors and the sounds and that Nova program, you know, I learned a lot on there.
Ah.
History, you know everything about Hitler. Discovery Channel, you learn everything about sharks. Comedy Channel.
Oh, that's right. They have all sorts of comedians. Standard comics and...
Whole channels.
Whole channel's comedy.
Yeah. Bart Simpson. Don't have a cow, man. Gotta watch that clock.
That's right. I just want to make sure it works.
You want to burn those roots real good. Now, when can I swim again?
Whenever.
Yeah?
It's okay to start swimming tomorrow or the day after.
Oh, okay. Our pool is actually... Did you take the elastic off?
Yes, I did.
Very good. I can see that was on pretty tight.
Yeah.
Excellent.
The reason is that if I make it bleed, it'll dilute the acid, and it may not work.
Right. I don't want that. I don't want to come back here saying it didn't work.
Right.
Got to do it again. I don't want to do that, and I'm sure you don't either.
No.
They get it right the first time.
That's right.
Not like the government. I don't know what that means.
Well, they're trying. They're throwing money into the whole thing, and then each time they do it, well, I guess it didn't work. We got to put some more money into this.
Well, I better be careful. My last 2 contracts was with the government of Ontario.
Well, after all, they didn't get elected because they're super smart.
No. Some of them don't make all that much money either. Maybe.
Well, I read about Truman.
Oh, I saw the movie.
Truman, after he got out of office, he found out that they don't get any money at all. Now
You get a pension.
they don't have a pension.
No.
They didn't have a pension, and they didn't have any security guards watching them, and they
That's
didn't
right.
have any. Now the president gets something like $350,000 per year pension forever, the current president, and they also get as much office expense as they want to. So the past, who was it now, one of the presidents are getting that, plus all the expenses, and plus all the speeches and talks. Truman didn't believe in using his office to be hired by a big PR firm or law firm to, be the person to get more government contract and things like that. Truman and his wife Bess went on a holiday driving their own car from their estate to New York. And he had to stay at motels and things like that. And he ate at one of those local restaurants and had ham and egg and things like that. And it said that eventually he had to sell his farm because he didn't have enough money to live on.
Yeah, he was a farm boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you see the movie?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
But
Gary.
This was a write-up on it was a short write-up on the New York Times about how he spent it was a one-page thing.
Right.
Spent his one summer after he retired going on this trip. And was eye-opener to say that, you know, you hear about all the bailout money and the retirement funds and things like that the big corporation gives their company, and here is the President of the United States with nothing, no retirement pension, no security officers watching him all the time.
You didn't need it. It was a different world.
Right. It was before 9/11.
Well, there we go. There's the end of the operation.
It was a real eye-opener.
So we'll sign this off now, Dr. Hiraki, and maybe we'll see you on the great blue wave of the internet. Ooh!